Hello. Well, we're back again on your favorite program, TS. I'm not going to say TalkSHOP again, and can be TS, danger free. And this is the program where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And as we always say here, folks, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. To my great friends, all the apostles of Jandam, trust me, we promise you, this is a promise, and yet threat. We promise to suffocate you with the truth. So take that promise very, very seriously. No threats, just a promise. Okay, and finally, the most urgent question on the lips of everybody watching me right now is KSM, what time is it? And the most urgent answer, all of you watching me, is nation time. It is. I was talking to, well, I wasn't actually talking to him. We were doing a chat on WhatsApp. And I'm talking about Dr. Kaba, who is now, incidentally, he's the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. Show him some love, man. So I was just sending him a text to congratulate him on his appointment as Director General of the Health Service. And a few things he said just blew my mind. He said, KSM, this is the only country we have, and I want to make sure that whatever we do, we can build this country for us, our children, and our grandchildren. So yeah, Dr. Kaba, you're on the right track, man. So no, I'm just saying this, folks. There are people out there, big people, small people, general Ghanaians who are suddenly, all of a sudden, we're all talking about nation building, man. We have to. One thing that disgusts me ever is partisan loyalty. Well, be loyal to your party, but I'm saying that above all of it is about the nation, man. It's about the nation. And today, I'm going to concentrate on that a little bit. Because, folks, I know the capacity we have if we can build this nation. So, look, if we can really build this nation, nobody. If you want to go to abroad, yeah, you can go abroad, but you just go because you want to visit, not because what you want to go and get there, you can't find in Ghana. I am telling you. Look, and I've been praising the doctors lately because some experiences I'm getting and understanding. I can tell you this, folks. If we lay our priorities right as a nation, and equip our doctors, the kinds of things we can do in Ghana. You don't have to travel abroad. Look, a friend of mine just told me that they got, they were bleeding in the brain. Something happened though, and when they did the MRI, they said, hey, this is dangerous. Because there's a bleed coming from your brain, and it's dropping into the skull. It was dangerous. Charlie, the neurosurgeons in Ghana, I think 4 of them, they operated this guy for 6 hours. Cut through the head, get to the brain, and fix whatever was causing the brain to leak the blood. Ghana, hey, so can you imagine that we really have the equipment to set up and move what this country can do? Anyway, this is just by the way. This is why I'm getting so fired up about building this nation, because I know we can do it. Now, in my last episode, I said I just wanted to give some advice to the NDC. What is the advice I want to give to the NDC? What I want to tell the NDC is this. Ghana is on a high. I would say thanks to the visionary leadership and effective leadership GM is providing, things are changing. You can't fight this. You can't quarrel with this. The visible signs of change are many. But even before I continue, let me say this. And I'd said that the other time, that when it comes to, you see, your currency is stable, your currency is growing. One of the things that encourages us is that the market starts to get confidence that something has changed. When the market gets the confidence that things are going the right direction, then the market reacts. So Charlie, things are changing. And things are changing, I'm telling you. And I don't want to dwell too much on that. But let me begin by, this was something that James said a long time ago. Not such a long time ago, but at least over 5 months ago. And when he was talking about resetting and the vim, I just want to play this clip again for all of us to watch this clip before I continue. Watch this clip.
Mr. Speaker, today, inspired by the Almighty God and propelled by the massive mandate given to me by the good people of Ghana, I am moved to make a similar purposeful and bold declaration that I, John Dramani Mahama, I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity.
What I want us all to realize is this. This was way before he picked his ministers. Way before he picked his cabinet. This was the first State of the Nation address in Parliament. And I want us all to pay attention to the things he was saying and the promise he made that he's going to fix. Now let's move on. He's made this promise that he intends on fixing. He intends on resetting the country. What makes that promise? Now what do we see? We actually start seeing few months after that the CD is appreciating. And as I keep saying, the market has got the signal. Look, I don't mean to go back to the past or anything, but it is very, very important to go back to the past, because I want all of us to understand this, that when we say currency is appreciating, not only the policies that are being made to make it appreciable, but the important thing is this: the market receives certain signals from the government. And when the signals are good, it keeps the people, it breeds confidence. And the minute the market gets the confidence, it affects the exchange rate. And just the idea that there has been confidence in the market, the currency is affected. That's why now people are like, really, Charlie, let me hold on to my CDs. So even those who have dollars want to run and go and convert into CDs. And JM had to come and assure you, say, you cool out small, It's not like, could do 1-to-1. And when it gets there, there could be some negative effects, But the assurance came there, cool out small.
The CD recently has appreciated in value, and it is the result of close coordination between the fiscal and monetary, between the central bank and the Ministry of Finance. And it is based on the forex auction and demand and supply. What happens is the Bank of Ghana does the forex auction, finds out how much CDs are in the system that need forex for to pay various bills and others. And those who want the forex bid on the auction, and the bank strikes the average and takes the CDs and makes the dollars available. And so it's not like somebody is deliberately forcing the dollar down. It is the result of the bids that is finding what the true value of the CD is. And I believe that it will arrest where the true value is based on the issues of demand and supply. And so I don't envisage that some people say it will come to one CD, $1. No, that's extreme. We'll virtually collapse our export sector if that happened. But I think that the governor of the bank has an eye on it. And if it goes below a certain floor, I'm sure that the Bank of Ghana will make an intervention to make sure that it remains within a certain band that gives the true value of the CD against the other foreign currencies. So don't panic, and if you haven't changed your dollars already, I don't know how much further lower it will go, but the governor has an eye on it, and we'll see how things go.
But the point I'm saying is that to get to the point where the nation starts believing so much in their own currency, that alone is the beginning of resetting. That alone is the beginning of resetting. It is such a major thing. And here's the thing, folks. Every time I talk to people, way before then, or way before this, some of us started talking about resetting millions of years ago. Over 30 years ago, we're talking about resetting and how we need to reset our mind, how we need to do this and that. And every time the conversation comes up, people say, oh yeah, it's true, we have to reset. But we are so far back. We have to reset education, we have to reset the religion, we have to reset this. Everything, the law, the police, the DND, everything needs to reset. So the question that people ask is, so where do we start? Okay, Maka, we want to reset the nation. We support you. Where do we start? And I'm saying all of this to say this, that this starting point of strengthening our local currency is by far the best place to start. Because they're saying all of Ghanaians are starting to think that, wow, so leadership can change and let it affect currency, and that alone is a gift. Such a wow, things are happening, and the things that are happening is because the market is receiving great signals, and they are amazing. Yes, I think yesterday I was reading that even the Ghana Stock Exchange has registered over 30% growth in the first quarter. And you're telling me that this is not a signal to the market that change has come? Look, I don't mean to go far back, like I said before, but remember, unfortunately, the last change we got when the MPP was elected into power, sadly, every week there was a scandal. Every week there was a scandal, and I don't need to list the scandals here. But all I'm saying is this. Remember this promise of 1D, 1F, 1 district, 1 battery? People started joking that it is 1D, 1S, 1 day, 1 scandal. Okay, and all I'm saying is that in that atmosphere, where things were like so turbulent and people were saying that every other day there's a scandal, every other day there's a scandal, does it surprise you that our money went haywire as well? The money was reacting to the market, and the market's reaction was actually, this is not too good. And then almost every day there's a scandal. So I want you to understand something. After the State of the Nation address, and JM promised that he is ready to change things.
Mr. Speaker, today, inspired by the Almighty God and propelled by the massive mandate given to me by the good people of Ghana, I am moved to make a similar purposeful and bold declaration that I, John Dramani Mahama, I will fix the economic crisis confronting our country and reset it on a path of growth and prosperity.
And the credibility that something has changed because people voted for that, all of a sudden it is part of that effective and dynamic focus in leadership that has affected the market rates on the currency. So after having said all of that, this is my advice to the NDC. Never, ever assume, even for 1 second, so things are, as I said, things are okay. If things have begun well, nobody can question that. Things are awesome. Nobody can question that. Prices are falling. Things are changing. No one can question that. But please, never think for 1 second and say, oh yeah, it's a done deal. So the advice I'm giving you is that when you get to that point where you start feeling so confident that things are so well and that we don't need to do anything, it's automatic, please, that is when you trip. That's when you trip. So my advice is this: stay focused. The other time I was doing this thing, I joked about how the old Presby women, they used to dance in church and they call it a jaben dance. You dance going forward, then somebody shouts, say means reverse. You know, so as they are dancing forward, somebody says, say, then they reverse, then they do start and they go back, then they come back forward. My advice is this: Jam, the dance you have started, dynamic, keep it straight up. NDC, please try not to do any say. Well, this is government. We are all human beings. A little things can happen anytime. Somebody can mess up. We are human beings. So it's very, very possible that somebody can do something that can mess up. But let me tell you this: the momentum that you have started, if you will stay on that momentum and keep the focus, and as much as possible, keep all the SSA, the mess ups that send you into reverse. Try and bury them. And keep the focus, folks. Because the momentum is high and it will pain every single person in this world who is interested in building the nation to realize that there is some kind of retrogression. Let me give you a good advice by this African leader. I think it was Guinea-Bissau, Amilcar Cabral. And he was giving advice to all politicians. And he says, as much as possible, tell no lies, claim no easy victories, and mask no mistakes. So this is the free advice I'm giving to the NDC, Your Excellency, and your team. Tell no lies, claim no easy victories, and mask no mistakes. What I'm saying is this amazing turnaround and changeover with our currency is not an easy victory. Don't claim it as an easy victory. You buy and all of a sudden it be. No. There has been work, deep sweat and tears. I said the other time that from what I'm hearing there, almost on a daily basis or 2 times a day, there's a meeting between Ato Forsen and the governor. They meet constantly, looking at the numbers, looking at the figures. Charlie, this is going, let's do. They meet, there's work. So this is what I want you to understand. I don't want NDC people just go, these are easy victories. Amilcar Cabral says, tell no lies and claim no easy victories. This is a hard-won victory. And this is a victory rooted in the discipline. As JM, His Excellency himself put it, he says, what has changed? The policy that has changed is that I have effective leadership.
And somebody says, point to one policy that you have implemented to make the CD appreciate. And I said, one policy. It's not about one policy. The answer is effective leadership. With effective leadership, we can turn this economy around and create a better life for our people. And that is what I'm committed to.
So my advice is this: tell no lies, claim no easy victories, and mask no mistakes, which means be sincere and genuine in your fight forward. And let the people of Ghana understand that you are carrying the nation with you and you have a direction that you're going. I'm very, very glad that you even thought it necessary when there was a little bit of panic. Hey, Charlie, what do we do with our dollars now? The exchange rate, is it going to go to 101? There was some panic in the system because people have dollars. And they were what do? We have businesses that deal with foreign companies all the time. These things are important. And His Excellency just came and said, look, we are working on this. The governor and the Minister of Finance have their eyes on this. And we are going to monitor that it doesn't get to levels that will start backfiring. Just come up with the assurance.
The CD recently has appreciated in value, and it is the result of close coordination between the fiscal and monetary, between the central bank and the Ministry of Finance. And it is based on the forex auction and demand and supply. What happens is the Bank of Ghana does the forex auction, finds out how much CDs in the system that need forex for to pay various bills and others. And those who want the forex bid on the auction, and the bank strikes the average and takes the CDs and makes the dollars available. And so it's not like somebody is deliberately forcing the dollar down. It is the result of the bids that is finding what the true value of the CD is. And I believe that it will arrest where the true value is based on the issues of demand and supply. And so I don't envisage that some people say it will come to $1 CD, $1. No, that's extreme. We'll virtually collapse our export sector if that happened. But I think that the governor of the bank has an eye on it. And if it goes below a certain floor, I'm sure that the Bank of Ghana will make an intervention to make sure that it remains within a certain band that gives the true value of the CD against the other foreign currencies. So don't panic. And if you haven't changed your dollars already, I don't know how much further lower it will go, but the governor has an eye on it, and we'll see how things go.
And that is effective leadership, man. Carrying the people. So all I'm saying is this, and I'm talking to the NDC MPs. Sometimes when I watch proceedings and I see how empty seats where NDC is supposed to be sitting, how empty they are, my head sad. Really? Hey, I win it. You think that's it? No, the hard work is about to begin. This is not the time for Ghanaians who are watching Parliament to see all these empty seats over a supposed massive win that you have 188 seats, unprecedented in the history of the Fourth Republic. So this is the time. Of course, there are ministers and other people involved, so I don't expect to see every MP in Parliament, no. But for the most part, I expect you there. I expect you to be involved in debates. I expect you to be actively backing His Excellency, because he has started on an amazingly great note. And the level of what he has started with is so dynamic. And unfortunately, it's so dynamic that it is easy that it can allow you to lose track. So that's all the advice I said. I said my next one, I'm going to be advising NDC. Easy victory. I don't say buy $1. No. Who buy $1? No! There has been work, and there is work. You know, the things that are happening in this country, the changes that are taking place in this country are absolutely phenomenal. I don't want to go ahead and lay everything out now, but as the show goes on, I'll be letting you know some directions never seen before are coming up. And I only know this because I know the people have been at least got in touch with essentially, this is the direction we want to go. How do we do it? And as the time goes on, we shall start talking about it. But right now, all I'm saying is this. The hard work, NDC, it has just begun. Oh. It has just begun. And my fear is this. Once human beings get power, and they allow the power to get into their head, you know what happens next? Arrogance. We've seen that before. And we have come from an era that was riddled with arrogance. We have come from an era that when we are talking to people in power, you can see their arrogance actually oozing out through their pores. When the arrogance will create through their pores. We have seen it. And not only have we seen that, we saw how that ended. We saw how that ended. And trust me, NDC, it has been a fantastic start. The currency, everything is fantastic. Build on it. Let me assure you, if you take it for granted, Parliament, you go when there was one time I saw this footage, I think it was Ayariga talking, and he was speaking on some issues, and I looked in the background and I could see the people actually conversing with people. Power number, and the currency is showing good signs. So let's relax now. We have it made. Please do not make that mistake. Whatever you do, if there's only one thing you can do, the thing you can do is this. Say to yourself, say, I am going to make sure that I stay awake, I stay conscious, and I will not allow the trimmings of power get into my head. Because once power gets into your head, arrogance flows. And when the arrogance flows, I don't have to discuss. You won't be there. You won't be there. What arrogance can do to a people and to a party. And never ever in your imagination think that, well, as far as you're NDC, these things can happen. Well, it won't happen if you keep the focus. It won't happen if you go to Parliament. It won't happen if you're active on the floor of Parliament and you're debating and you're creating things that will back what His Excellency wants to accomplish. But don't leave him out there in the front. Now, fighting, and he has the vigor, and some few outstanding ones. Finance Minister, Bank of Ghana, plus whatever team. This is one thing I like. You haven't made any big fuss by having a press conference to announce your team and show us the team of solid men and things. No, and I said, I love that. No, I love that. You are showing us, you're not telling us. So I don't even know who is on the team. I don't know. Neither do I care. All I know is that work is being done. And when I hear you, the currency is improving, the prices are coming down, where you say, that's all we need. I don't even care who is in the team. And if I'm at home, I just know that you're working hard. You are showing that you're working hard. Keep it up. Basically, the main advice that I want to give JM is this. Please, and you know it all. Who am I to even advise you about Jandam? The amount of Jandam they used on you, the amount of Jandam you were labeled as the most incompetent, useless leader Ghana has ever seen. That was the Jandamo. You were labeled as the most incompetent, useless leader Ghana has ever seen. So you know, when I talk about Jandam, you know. But I'm saying this, it's going to start coming from all angles. I beg. Keep the focus. You know better than I do. If you didn't know, you wouldn't have come back again the second time with such massive victory. So you know what I'm talking about. So to Atoforsen. Even JM must come say, I don't know Bapa, but don't worry, we are watching it. It won't go to one on one side, but we are watching, you know.
And so I don't envisage that. Some people say it will come to $1 $1. No, that's extreme. We'll virtually collapse our export sector. So don't panic. And
you do why? I wanted to say something, but I think, the other time I let somebody else speak for me to say this, I wanted to say something to Ato, but I think I'll let my nephew do the speaking. Nephew, tell him.
Ato forcing. Hey, Ato forcing.
Pamocho Master T is dynamic, but forget about how it has begun. Let us now thinking about how we're going to end it even more brilliantly. So, my dear folks, today I just told you from the last episode that today is going to be an advice. And the advice is simply because the NDC has started so well. And as I've said on this show several times, folks, you can start so well. You can start with magnificence. But do you know something? The only thing that counts is how you end. That's the true nature of life. Oh. It doesn't matter how well you start. If you don't keep the focus and you don't end well, how you start the cry and kaibio. Yeah, we all forget. Or how you started the ending. How have you ended? So I said that I was going to give advice because the start has been magnificent. The start has been brilliant. But what counts is how it ends. So take my advice. Seek the course. The other time I talked about all these new appointees, and I won't do the episode now because we are researching. We mentioned several names about new people who have come in, young, dynamic ones who have come in, and we're saying they have come in with so much energy and hope that we expect to see major changes so that we know that yes, and Kokrano, Yabrem, and Kwalanaba, and they are creating changes. Are you? Don't take things for granted, though, because we are watching. And in the next few episodes, we will come back and all the people that we have mentioned when we started talking about great you are here, congratulations, great you are here, congratulations, great you are here, congratulations. We'll come back, but this time they will ask you, since you've been there, what have you done? Because, and I'm ending, it is very, very, very easy to claim easy victories and tell lies and mask mistakes, and that will be the downfall. It's not how great you start, it's how well you end. And we're all saying, yes, Your Excellency JM, you have started dynamically. Keep your eye on the ball and keep your MPs on the ball. MPs, later on, we're actually going to we'll call people out. If you mess up, we'll call you out, because we can't afford to let this brilliant opportunity to build this nation, this brilliant opportunity to raise high the Ghana flag, this brilliant opportunity to make the Black Star shine. Into me, we can't risk that we'll let all of that crumble, because it won't. Why? Because Ghana shall rise again.